United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Roll call. Buck. Present. Barb.
Here.
Alan Robbins.
Present.
Tabitha.
Here.
Wesley.
Here.
Ken.
Present.
Ellen Michelson. Here. Jim.
Here.
Thank you.
So I want to start off tonight by thanking Pam for the fall pots that she organizes along the lakefront and around the village.
They're beautiful.
They're gorgeous this year. They're a lot of fun and they're very creative. I also want to mention the square dance, line dance, the dance she did last weekend. I don't know how many were able to attend, but I know that's always fun.
Yeah, great fun.
Also, Fall Fest, I have a lot of people to thank, but I'll do that later. But we did collect $873 to go towards the kids' programs in the Fall Fest for a donation. So that's very exciting too. Last year was only like 500. So we had a better year. Halloween, I already know somebody's asked and posted on Facebook because that's what they do every year, but Halloween trick or treat is on Halloween. So it will be Friday, the 31st. And it will be from 6 to 7:30. It's the same every year. Also, because I know everybody cares, Joanne is coming home this week and she should be here back with us next month. So that's exciting news. And, all right, let me gather my thoughts, guys, sorry. Are there any corrections to the minutes other than the one that I have actually under community relations part? We put Lisa and I am almost positive it was Pam.
Pam.
Yeah, for number 1 and number 2. And can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion, we approve the minutes as amended.
We have 2 sets of minutes.
We have the special minutes as well, so we're including those together, the special meeting minutes and the regular meeting minutes.
And special meeting.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And are there any changes to the bills for the month?
Yes, there was one addition. We added $75.98, brings the revised total for the October payments up to $21,891.03.
Can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So move.
The bills.
Sorry, the bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'm so focused on remembering to say opposed. And let's go ahead and get started with safety.
We have Deputy Parhay with us today. Just reading briefly, we targeted 100 hours this month. 84 were exercised. Deputy Yarborough had vacation and couldn't quite make up the hours, but they're back on track again. October would be 90 hours to work. November, December would be 80 each. Did 530 miles on the cruiser, 22 gallons of gas. Deputy Harhay had 39 hours, Yarborough 10, Lyon 35 for the total of 85. Activities for the month. Animal complaints 1, disturbance fight 1, extra patrols 78, suspicious persons and vehicles 2, harassment 1 by text or text 1, 911 hang up abandoned call 1, assist other agencies 1, building checks 2, consensual encounters 1, vehicles in the ditch 1, fall victim 1, fraud identity theft fraud 1. No golf cart inspections this month. There were 14 for 2025 so far. Hemorrhage, lacerations, cuts, bleedings, 1. Medical call, 1. Mutual aid to fire EMS, 1. Parking complaint violation, 1. Sick person, 2. Traffic complaint, reckless operations, 1. Traffic stops, 4. Total of 108 activities for the month. Victor watches, which is the one when people go on vacation, they reported to the deputy. That used to be reported separately. Appears that it's moving into under the extra control category, so we won't be able to track that out individually like we have in the past. But for you in the audience, if you're on vacation for any point in time and you'd like to have your house monitored by the deputies, call it in the dispatch, they'll record it, and they will follow up. Bill Glassstaff will tell you that they follow up, because he showed up at his house when he wasn't supposed to be there. And they found him. And he had, I guess, a good excuse, is that right?
Yeah, they also sent a picture one time and said, wish you were here, and there was snow halfway up my front door.
We had any questions from the audience to the deputies at this point? We did have one suspicious, two cruisers called to this area, the playground area. They were older teenagers loitering, I guess was it. No damage, no malicious things. Charging a phone on an outdoor connection, which has been shut off. They seemed to be out of place and they were loitering for long periods of time. And a local resident, concerned resident, did call it in. Deputy showed up at place. Deputy Hardy has identified that one. You might want to give us a little bit of update on your side. Jim?
Homeless kid that stays somewhere at night, just looking to charge his phone somewhere.
So they're late teens, early 20s, hard to detail. A young girl and 2 males. I'll pass around a picture. If anybody knows where they're living or staying, that would help us identify a little bit further. Also, if we can help, if he's a 19-year-old homeless kid, probably needs some help, not to be in trouble. The things they were doing were not chargeable offenses at all, other than loitering for a long period of time. So, we're aware of it, people are aware of it, the deputies are aware of it. And if you see any other activities like that, please give them to me or call it in to the regular number. Anything that you have, Jim?
No.
I did secure the candy for Halloween. Deputy Hardy has it already and it's in the cruiser, so that's all taken care of. For Halloween, Halloween will be on Halloween, the 31st, Friday. We have the honor of having Assistant Chief Holtzman here with us today to give the fire report.
Honor?
Honor, absolutely. You might save my life sometime.
What's that?
I still feel honored to hear you.
63 calls in the month of September. To Chippewa Lake, 7. And the rest were 45 to Lafayette Township and 1 or 2 to all other townships, including some mutual aids, other townships. So, 62. And then the chart we have is a little different this month because most of the time the rescue EMS side of it is much higher. We got 11% of that, and fires for September, we had 7 fires. 2 were ours, I can't remember. We had another, sometimes we have another small fire, but I don't remember, but we had 2 fires in one day. That was a tiring day, 11 o'clock in the morning and 11 o'clock at night. And they were both big fires.
Residential, right? Residential fires.
Both, right, yeah, one was actually in Glory Glenns and one was in Montreal over Lafayette Market. Kept us pretty busy that day. The pie chart is a little different than normal. Turnout time, 1 minute, 50 seconds. And then average travel time, 5 minutes, and just 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 59 seconds. Mutual aids are listed, the various townships and villages. The burn ban is in effect, but that does not affect Chippewa Lake. And even our firefighters are confused sometimes. Burn ban is in effect for unincorporated areas. So you are an incorporated area, so incorporated. So you and Gloria Lynn's are not affected by the burn ban, but,
Still good judgment not to burn.
yeah, I mean, it's, there's a good reason, it's a state burn ban, they put in effect, it's from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it's well, you have more wind during the day, I think that's one of the big reasons. And you have a lot of dry, like this year, a lot of dry leaves will soon be on the ground, and a lot of dry vegetation around, so it can get a little hairy this time of year, and if you get a field on fire and it's windy, it moves pretty fast, and so. Some of the things we're involved in, we covered some football games, we're at the Tunnel of the Towers run. That was the same day Wadsworth had that huge fire, most of you probably saw it in the news. We were over there for quite a while in the afternoon trying to help out there. We had a night of races, which was a great night. We haven't got the final number on how money we raised, but it's always a great night for us, and it's a lot of fun. We did a ribbon cutting with the sheriff's department over at the shooting range that they installed at south of Wedgewood behind the engineers building, kind of behind where the Bank County home is. They put a new shooting range over there. We got some money from the Blue Coats for grant money. And the rest of it's just little problems with our fire station and compressors out that we need to repair for air conditioning, but it's not, you don't need it right away. Don't take your time. We have problems with our alarm system. It's been out for quite a while, and we're finally getting Johnson Controls to give us a quote. It's their system, and they, we've only been there 6 years, and for that whole system to go belly up, it's just really, I don't know, kind of disappointing. So, and if we get them to give us a quote, our insurance will cover it rather than out-of-pocket money. So, I heard you talking about Halloween. Does anybody have a good idea, like, we send usually a vehicle over here, an apparatus with lights on, and we give out candy. Where's the best place to go? I've been a few different places.
384 Craggy Creek.
Where?
384 Craggy Creek.
Anything on this side of Craggy Creek, but probably Point Park would probably be.
You have a parking lot right there or something?
It's right down by the water.
No, the playground area.
Park there?
Right on.
Point Park, my lights on.
So Deputy Harvey says that that's where he parks,
Point
so,
Park.
so maybe you should go down to the beach, so you guys
Yeah, I'm on
aren't
my
there.
cruiser there with the lights on,
You.
whatever I want.
But maybe you should park at the beach, so you guys are at different spots. So you got your lights on down here, and he's down here with his.
Yeah, that was at the end of Briarwood, where Briarwood was back together last year. It was okay, but we used to do it by the fire station, but not there now. So, yeah, down by the beach, I guess it'd be.
The beach would be good, or, bigger place. We appreciate, your presence.
The association buys the candy and we give out as much as the kids want. So,
Where did you say the shooting range went in?
it is
Behind the
the
county?
road next to the county home. It goes back to the county engineers building, and the bus garage is back there. It's behind all that stuff. So,
I had a resident contact me and say, there's a lot of shooting going on. And I'm,
All day on Saturday.
well, her property, I mean, she's not even a village resident, but her property is right on the other side of Chippewa Road. She lives alone, so she was worried about going out in her yard working, so I didn't realize that that was possible.
If I remember right, I think they said they trucked in 800 dump truck loads of dirt, and there's huge mounds, the way they shoot south, and there's tall dirt mounds back there, so they'd have to be awful bad shots to get it.
Well, but she just called me about the noise, and even when I was walking on Sunday, I was on the inlet trail and I could hear a lot and thinking,
Oh, you can hear it at our house.
Yeah.
It's so loud.
You hear it, you're
Oh, yeah, we hear a lot.
that's okay, we want them to be accurate when they fire on the weapons.
Right.
Any questions for the audience? Bill?
Are you guys gonna follow up on checking out the fire hydrants? I've never seen one cleaned out yet. Can you help again?
You've heard me talk about the water department before, man. So far, they haven't given us the okay to do them. Still, when they finish that water tower, I call it a bathtub. Because it's not a tower, it just sits on the ground up there, Ryan and, Chippewa. When they opened it back up, they had water main break after water main break after, I think it's like 10 or 12 right on Chippewa Road. I heard that there was one around the corner on Lake Road too. So I'm not sure, yeah, we're gonna push for that. I mean, we painted, we have some hydrants that, they're funny hydrants that need a little adapter for us to use them. And we have those yellow caps, and you might have seen them if there's a yellow cap, and we painted them today. We want to keep up on the maintenance and flushing a hydrant out is one of the things we want to do, but they forbid us from doing right now. Not only you, but all the Lake Road and where everyone's do. So we're gonna push them again. Hey, it's important that we do them. They won't even let us do them the way, cause I keep from Cleveland, but in Cleveland, we open a hydrant, every 5th year, our hydrant would get open. And you actually calculate how much water you're getting out of that. They won't let us do that. Because, I guess they don't think we know how to do it or something. I don't know, it's very frustrating for me, so.
I just don't want us to be stuck in a thing like California when they had all those fires in fire hydrants.
Palisades, right, yeah. I don't think we're there, but, they're talking about running a new line down Chippewa Road next year. And I said, you should do it this year, but we had 10 or 12 water main breaks on the same line, so. You waited too long, so. I don't know. That's,
You said the candy was donated by the firefighters association, right?
was,
The firefighters association donated the candy, that's, yeah. That's different than the fire department, for those that don't know, that the firefighters association has the pancake breakfast and the night at the races. Could you thank them for us, please?
sure, yeah. We'll do, yeah.
We had one from the audience, Greg.
So is that burn ban from 7 PM to AM or
6 AM to 6 PM.
6 AM to PM? So after PM you can burn?
Correct.
I guess what the.
Not if it's windy, please.
Yeah,
Yeah, just, and the fires are supposed to be,
right,
controllable size.
right, yeah, got that. But I just, why during the day but not after 7 PM? Less wind or?
I think it all has to do with wind. Like I said, that's.
Anything else from the
Ohio
audience?
Department of Natural Resources came up with that, so. And there's probably reasons, they probably had fires that got out of control and burned acres and acres and then, here in Ohio, we're usually green, but we're not California. But there's probably been problems.
Thank
Alan,
you. Jim, appreciate it.
Alan,
Yes.
I make a motion that we correspond with the Medina County Commissioners to get an explanation in writing
That's a good idea.
about the refurbishment of the water tank and what is proposed future holds for our village.
I'll do that for you.
Because
I'll inquire about the.
that's lingered all summer.
Yeah, sure did. But it's back, and best of your knowledge, it's all back.
It's back in business, correct?
Yeah.
I'm not sure
They're using it, yeah.
the pressures there. Like I said, they won't let us slow it down, so, yet, time's running out to do that, so.
I'll take care of that request.
Judge.
Who's the head of the commissioners? Is Henry?
Harrison.
I'm not sure.
I'll carbon copy Lafayette.
That'd be good.
There might be something that the township and the village work together.
And that's for all of us. We're just part of it. Okay. Anything else?
Go for it. Okay.
One last, Medina County Park District on Chippewa Lake, there was no reported activity in September. Deputy Ruby has been handling us for the last 2 years. He moves to a lieutenant position fairly soon, so we may be getting another deputy doing that. So I won't be on council next year or so. We'll have to have the communications with the new regime, and might be taking care of it during that period. I thought it was effective for communication to the community about what is going on the lake as far as citations, and they give a lot of warnings out along the way. So they're paying attention. At least we know, we didn't know anything before. Now we have some clue on what's going on, and people can react accordingly. That's all I have. Wonderful assistant mayor. Or acting mayor, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Zoning, Jim?
Okay, zoning for October. The hits play over and over again. 9 Parkway Path. Warning notice for excessive growth. 10 days for correction. That's not been completed.
I sent you two forms, orders to correct, and using that form too allows us to, if we want to do the work and charge it to the owner, we can do it. So that's why I sent you those.
All right, did you get my email back?
I haven't seen it.
Okay. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
9 Parkway Path, warning notice for an operable vehicle, expired plates, 10 days for correction. That has not been corrected. So those 2 days are up already. 592 Reed Road, a dilapidated garage that needs repaired or removed. That has 30 days for correction. That'll be needing to be corrected by next month at this time. 13 Circle Crest Drive, algae and mildew on the siding, must be cleaned. 15 days for the correction on that. 155 Brookshore Drive, a parking area, must have grass killed and stone added for surfacing. 30 days for correction for that. 273 Rustic Brook Road, in order to correct for soffit and rafter repairs, an operable trailer with 2 flat tires, holes in the siding of the house, and overgrowth of vegetation and trees. That's also 30 days for correction on that. For permits, I have 25-018 at 29 Shadywood Drive. That was a permit for a shed. And moving on to, we have 3 hearings. If there's any questions on that? We're going to move on to the hearings. First, we're going to do the conditional use hearing for 384 Craggy Creek Drive. I did not have a drawing for this.
Was I supposed to submit one?
It would have been beneficial for council to see where it was going to be parked in accordance to the house and whatever, but it's going to be parked in the driveway. So there's only a
I
driveway.
mean, for right for now, that's where it's gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah, so, Alan, do you want to do
Well, that's just for parking of what, an RV or?
parking of the camper?
Yeah. I think we can ask if there are any questions or comments about that. And if not, council can vote on it.
I have a question. How long is it gonna be parked there?
Isn't the permit for 6 months maximum?
It doesn't have an end
I
date.
was gonna say, I didn't think it had a time limit.
It doesn't have an end date. That's only temporary structures that has 6 months. So once you get it, it's good for, until you have the trailer or the camper gone, and you get another one. So that's what I've always done.
But the code had a time limit.
It doesn't.
Not for
Okay.
campers.
Okay,
No, it says parking a vehicle is only permitted on a driveway or parking pad. Number one. Number two, entrance door of the vehicle must be accessible from the owner's property. Number three, the vehicle must be set back at least 10 feet from the street surface, pavement, and 2 feet from the side or rear yard lines. Number four, the parking area of the lot must still have at least 2 spaces remaining for other vehicles regulated by, or 5 hereof. Vehicle may never be used as a residence or overnight accommodations. The title of the vehicle shall be in the name of the property owner or resident renter. The end.
So is it, right now, currently, aren't you allowed to park a camper for like 2 weeks or something? Or-
No,
The one on Northville is permanent. A little camper, triangular camper on Northville. It's permanent.
Northville, they probably have a permit that's been there for as long as I've been in some of these records. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Mine's the same thing.
Yeah.
My camper's identical to, well, it's a little bit bigger, but it's the same thing.
Oh, that's cool. It's a bed on wheels.
So it's not like a full-size RV that you know parking there?
No, it's just a pop-up. I mean, I can put it down, I can put it up, put it, turn it around.
just don't
I'm
look.
good at backing it up.
So council have any questions? Discussion?
Is this something we have to make a motion on?
Is there a motion to approve the permit?
I make a motion to approve the permit.
Second. All in favor? Opposed?
Abstain.
Did I do that correctly?
Yeah, I couldn't tell how many people said yes
I said yes in my head.
in your head.
As the acting mayor, can she second a motion?
Yes,
I can do everything in my council position and whatever Joanne
she's still
has done.
on council as acting mayor. So she gets to vote on everything.
So you good with that, Gary? Did you get them all?
Okay, next is a variance hearing for 134 Heather Hedge Drive. The homeowner is Daniel Bear, he's present.
So whoever's going to speak about this, including the homeowner or the applicant, raise your right hand and state that you swear to tell the truth in this hearing.
I swear to tell the truth in this hearing.
Very good. And are you the applicant?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else to speak to this? So this is the
First page.
what is the exact variance asked for?
So Daniel applied for a permit because he's doing some work at his house, and he wanted to put a breezeway roof to connect the house to the existing garage. And in doing that, I saw his survey showed that the garage is 2.5 feet off of the sideline and 5.5 feet off of the back. So within a code, that garage actually becomes part of the house now because it's attached with that breezeway roof. So it would need a 10-foot or a 5-foot setback from the sideline and 10 feet from the back as a minimum. That's what's in our code. So this fails in both directions. It's 2.5 feet from the sideline and 5.5 feet from from the back property line. So the request would be 4.5 feet from the back and 2.5 feet from the side.
And that's for, I'm sorry, new garage,
It's an existing garage.
which is being enlarged.
No,
They're putting a breezeway between the house and the
They're
garage.
Okay, I see.
connecting the house to the garage with a breezeway. So it kind of makes it.
So he's
one-
getting a variance for something that's already in place.
Yes, pretty much. This is crossing Ts and dotting Is.
How long's it been in place?
A very long time.
Yeah.
The breezeway?
But no, the garage,
Well,
so when he connects the garage to the house,
right. So it's a
Is there
connection.
already a deck there between the two? Am I
Yes.
looking at this correctly? Is that correct?
Yes,
And then I'm assuming that we're just kind of covering the deck? Or is,
the portico's approximately 5 feet wide, so it's not gonna cover the entire deck.
okay,
And the portion between the house and the garage is about 11 feet. So it's meant to be a protection from the weather, as the stairs are used more often than the front door.
And for the record, what's your name?
Dan, Bear,
Okay, and this is at what address? On the other end?
134.
Do you have anything you want to add to your statement?
No,
So the breezeway you're gonna construct covers 2 doorways, 1 garage, 1 man door to the garage, man door to the house.
correct.
Were the neighbors all notified of this hearing?
Yes.
Did you get any response from anybody?
None.
How's Mr. Bear spell your last name?
BARE.
Is there anybody here who wants to make a statement about this? Has anything to say about the application? Any more questions from council or mayor?
do we need a roll call vote for that one?
Yeah, but I have to go through some factors first.
Okay.
And under Ohio law from the Supreme Court of Ohio, there are several factors that you should consider. No one is controlling, just things to keep in mind in making your decision about this variance, which are, 1, will the property yield a reasonable return, or can there be beneficial use of the property without a variance? 2, is the variance substantial? 3, will the essential character of the neighborhood be substantially altered, or will adjoining properties suffer a substantial detriment, loss in value by granting this variance? 4, will the variance adversely affect the delivery of governmental services, police, fire, etc.? 4, did the property owner purchase the property with knowledge of the zoning requirements? 6, can the problem be solved by some other manner than granting a variance? And 7, will the granting of the variance preserve the spirit and intent of the zoning requirements, and will substantial justice be served in granting the variance? Any questions about that? Okay, could we have a roll call vote? Yes or aye is a vote to approve the variance, nay is a vote to deny.
Before I start that, did everyone sign in tonight?
No.
Oh, please pass that around. Thank you. Roll call vote. Bud,
Yes.
Barb,
Yes?
Alan,
Yes.
Tamitha,
Yes,
Leslie,
yes.
Ken.
Yes.
Okay, very good. The zoning inspector will issue a written decision, and we can proceed now.
And you don't have to hang around if you don't want to.
Just make sure you sign in.
Please
I'm
sign.
done with it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, on to the last one is variance request for
254.
254 Bungalow Bay.
on here, I think it says 253. On the email you sent us, it says 253. On what you printed today says 254.
This is those lots.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that's the owner's mailing address.
253.
It's 253.
253.
Also, and did not transfer that right to the report. So I'll make that correction, 253.
254 is going to disappear. 254 will no longer be,
Okay,
because that lot's being split.
all right.
So it goes from 255, which is my house, to 253, which is Tom Miller's house.
And who is the owner and the applicant?
Who's the owner of?
The owner's not here. There's
Okay.
builders here.
Tom and Claire Melter are the owners.
And what's your name?
My name is Rob Root. I'm a resident in the village as well as a contractor for the Melters Landmark Homes.
So you're the builders.
Yes.
Okay. What is the exact nature of the variance that's requested?
The setback requirements for the side yard is a 10-foot minimum. And the addition is going to encroach that by 3 feet on one side of the addition and 1 foot on the other side.
I mean, that's how closer it is. to the
Yeah.
lot.
So the front side will be 7 feet from the property line, and the back side will be 9 feet from the property line.
Were all the adjacent owners notified of this hearing?
Yes.
Did you get a response from anybody?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Did you?
Yeah, Howard Wolf said he absolutely approves, and he's the neighbor that it would encroach on the most.
Okay. So you're to the left side of the property that you're looking at, and,
Yeah, looking at my house,
right.
there's a lot between it that I bought.
That's the one that was split, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the lots weren't the same width at the top and bottom, and the house wasn't, squarely put on. So there's a little bit of situation where property lines are a little not parallel with each other.
Welcome to Chippewa Lake.
Yeah, and so that created the issue. I agreed to sell half the lot to Tom, which it's been surveyed and in the process of being split off. And so I don't have any problem with the,
Does that provide more distance to the next building? Having that space of the lot split?
well, yeah, my house was 5 foot from the property that I bought from Paul Vero and his brother. And so to do landscaping and stuff, I wanted to buy that lot in between. So my landscaping goes out into that lot that's being split. And so there's still quite a bit of room between my house and Tom's addition. It's all staked out if anybody wants to go take a look at it, but it's hard to do that.
Do you have a copy of the site plan?
Yeah, I think we all do.
I have the survey.
Council have any questions about this?
Just a question to Mr. Root. Did you have any comments? You're comfortable with the drawing and the layout?
Yeah, we're comfortable as a contractor. I think the Melters really want to move forward with it. It allows them to grow old in their home. It's a first floor master suite, so they will no longer have to navigate the stairs to get to their bedrooms.
Different place than mine had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Any questions or comments from the audience? Well, you heard the 6 or 7 factors that I read. I'm not going to read them again because I just read them. So if you're ready for a vote, we'll call vote. Bud?
Yes.
Barb,
Yes.
Alan,
Yes.
Tabitha,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Ken.
Yes.
Okay, the variance is granted and the zoning inspector will send a notice of that to the owner and,
There should still be room for a sled to get down between the two, right?
Enough room to sit right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not gonna be quite as spacious as it is now, but now you can still slip right down through
Yeah,
there.
you can do it.
Okay.
is there anything else? Then, the hearing is adjourned.
Okay, I have a couple more things for zoning.
Leslie?
We are communicating with AJ to finish the stump removal that, some trees were taken down earlier this year, so Jim's been in contact with him. I'm gonna talk to him probably tomorrow and get arrangements made to get those stumps removed. We also had a resident, complaint about a tree on Bass Bay. I talked to the owner of the home where the tree sits, and we're gonna have AJ take a look at it. We're gonna just determine if it's in the right of way, if it actually needs taken down. So that's one of the other things we're talking to him about.
What location?
It's actually, the address of the property is 90 Longacre, but it's in the back of their property at the corner of Bass Bay and Lazywood. And I also talked with, two residents about parking in the grass. One of them was 90 Longacre and one was 163 Rock Ridge. Both said that they were not aware of our ordinance about no parking cars on the yards. And, the Rock Ridge, he asked for, where to find the code. I told him all about the website, and he was excited. So go check it out. And then, on that note, some people had asked about the welcome packet I was working on for short-term rentals, and here it is. I've been working on it, so gonna add some stuff to it, and it would just basically have like contact numbers and a couple ordinance codes, you know, things that they should know that they're not allowed to do in a nice way, so. That's it.
Thank you. Anything else for zoning?
No, and he's gonna head out.
Okay. All right, community relations. Once again, we only have one owl that is working, so we have 5 people watching at home. I apologize because the image is probably horrible. I don't know what the sound is like, but I could not get them to pair before the meeting again.
Are they like under a warranty or something like that, like?
That I don't know. Alan, do
Is
you
it
know
marked?
if we have a warranty or anything with these? Because we've had some troubles.
I've got it in a folder at work and I can bring that to you. I remember a 1-year warranty
And it's been well past
well
that.
past that.
Okay.
But let me bring that to you or review it.
Okay.
And see what it was. Ed Nagy was involved with a lot of the details of this early on.
Yeah.
So I may at some point wrap him into it.
Mark,
But Al, I get a lot of solicitations from him, so I would hope they've got a good tech service to work with.
Yeah. Mark Rossi did come up here last month or month before, and he helped me with it, and he got them working. I'm just not as tech savvy as I would like to be, because I can't seem to do it on my own.
Do you think it's more of a software issue or hardware?
It's probably user operator error. It's probably me.
ID10T.
Yeah, it's probably me. Yeah, so once again, my apologies to people watching at home, because I know that, when I spoke to Joanne today, she said she had a laptop that her daughter had gotten her, so she's probably watching our meeting tonight. I'm
Hi,
guessing.
Joanne.
Yeah. She said if she could get it to work, because her daughter wasn't there to start it.
Apparently, the audio and video is better today than it normally is.
There you go.
Well, the furnace also, and the AC is not running today as well, so that does make a difference. I need to thank a whole list of people that helped me with Fall Festival. I need to thank everybody in the village. I feel like I had an overwhelming response to donations for raffle and those kind of prizes and things. And a lot of people came out of the woodwork this year to help, and I'm very thankful and very grateful to everyone who did. I need to thank my husband because he cooks all that pork, and if I don't give him some recognition for that pork, you know. I want to thank Ken and Lori for helping the day of and helping out and providing the macaroni or the mac salad. I need to thank Barb Hunter because she was there to help us as well. And then Debbie Rustick and Debbie Horning and Barb Camiotti. We've got a lot of Debbies and a lot of Barbs. I had to use last names. Also, I want to thank Bud for bringing his truck and letting us decorate it and use it as a backdrop again, because that's always fantastic. And then I want to thank Pam and Bob for helping me decorate the corn stalks and getting the tents up and helping organize and get people there to get tents up for the event. I appreciate that. Also, Nick and Kathy helped with the pumpkins and the kids again this year, and they always do a great job with that. And then I also want to thank Ginger. I don't know who here knows Ginger or doesn't know Ginger, but she is a part of our community, and she does face painting, and she volunteered her time to do face painting for us on that day. And she had a lot of fun, and the kids looked absolutely fantastic. That's all I've got about Fall Festival. I'm not going to bore you with Fall Festival anymore, because I already did let you know what the Fall Festival helped out with kids programs. On to the next kids program, which is going to be Christmas Breakfast with Santa. I need to know if the 13th, which is a Saturday, if the hall is available.
There's no events on Saturdays, so.
Okay.
Unless you guys are on Sunday, aren't you?
December 13th, yeah.
13th?
So that'll be the 13th, and I've got planning to do. So if you want to mark your calendars for that.
Do you have your Santa online?
I actually do. I befriended him. I've got a friend who approached me who wants to do it, and he's very excited about doing it. And he has a backdrop and a throne and like all of this stuff that he's gonna bring Friday night. So
Good.
he's a little crazy, but he's a good crazy. Yes.
Authentic.
Hmm?
Authentic looking.
Yes, he purchased a very authentic, yes. Don't let your kids watch this at home or they're gonna know our secret. And that's all I have. Question?
I don't have anything going on the 13th of December. I would love to offer my services of making pancakes.
Okay,
If you want to make pancakes right here, I'll do them.
okay. A hot plate griddle, can we do that?
I have a electric black stove.
We can cook in here and insurance and all the things since we don't have a technical kitchen.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. You're hired. Well, volunteered, but yes. Thank you.
I'll bring all the stuff.
Okay, thank you. Anybody have any questions for community relations? Perfect. And then let's move on to buildings and utilities.
Hey, it's October, right? So I got everything arranged for voting in November. And I apologize for my snafu last month. The water is scheduled to be shut off on Broadway Boulevard and up on Bungalow Bay on Wednesday. That's when it's scheduled, so unless they have some other emergency, it'll be taken care of then. And I do believe Historical Society will be in here on the let's go back here to September. On the 25th. And I think Jan Harmon is going to be presenting. Am I correct on that? Anybody else here from
That sounds good.
I do believe. I do believe. The 23rd, sorry, the 23rd, the 23rd. I'm sorry?
I thought the presenter was the prosecutor.
Oh, well, Jan Herman wanted me to come up here and show her how to do the TV, so maybe she's here for Garden Club? I'll check with Jan Herman.
Is that the third Monday?
Thursday.
Garden Club's next Monday, so maybe it is Garden Club that she's doing it for.
Yeah, it must be Garden Club.
Okay,
Historical is the 23rd, Thursday.
so Garden Club's on the 20th and Historical Society's on the 23rd. And then the election booth drop-off is on the 3rd, election day is on the 4th, picking up the booths are on the 5th. Got that, Bud? Because they're gonna call you,
No
even though I
doubt.
gave them my number,
Good,
so.
all good.
I think the clock's changed. I think that's supposed to be, Sunday, the 2nd, so we'll get the clocks changed before the election. And that's it.
Living towards the end of January, that
For
Wednesday,
Lions Club,
Wednesday before January 31st.
28th.
Yeah, we'll try the 28th. Yeah,
6 to 10, 6 to 10.
Sounds good.
Ski team, you guys gonna come in for a follow-up? Are you gonna come up in for a follow-up, like end of the season, wrap up?
I'll call you. I think it's November 7th. Let me make sure.
Okay. Okay, that's all I have.
Parks.
You're up, big guy.
I'm up. Community dock is coming out probably in about 2 weeks or so. There's still a lot of boats on the water, so we're holding off for that. This is the last week for the mosquito spray. Asked them, I think things getting a little cooler, we're okay with that. And I guess I was getting some complaints about people parking on the roadway near, the parking lot by Point Park. It's eroding the grass and whatnot. Wanted to bring it up, to see if you had any ideas, put some signs up or something, but it's pretty bad.
Tamitha and I were working on that. I sent her some photos of like some different options to kind of keep people from pulling up there. And I think Bill Glassnap had an idea of putting like stone, maybe pouring some stone along the roadway and putting no parking signs. Just because right now, the grass looks so horrible because people are like even right in front of Point Park and down by the parking lot.
Yeah.
It just looks so bad because people keep pulling up, so maybe a little bit of stone so people could pull up if they needed to, but no parking signs to clarify that there's just no parking. Because we know the rules, we live here.
Yeah.
But people that don't live here, they don't know our ordinances, and so they don't know you can park only on these 3 streets.
I think it's a good idea. I didn't realize how bad it got. We had a pretty dry summer, of course, but it looks bad. I think some signs would be a good idea.
And well-chosen, nice-looking signs.
Yeah, maybe something short or something that you can see, but it's not gonna be in your face, I think.
Actually, I've also seen people put signs in flower pots in some areas, communities we were just in. I know, but wait, Bud wants to say something, I can tell.
I have things to say too.
Okay, hot topic.
You can't pick and choose, kids.
Uh-oh.
When we have our events, everybody and brother shows up in golf carts and parks.
I have to agree, that's a lot, there's golf cart traffic that goes there too.
And you can't pick and choose what vehicles you're gonna prohibit from parking.
There's a
Which is,
difference between unloading for an event and parking, or pulling out.
Park for the event, you know, especially.
People park for the event, the golf carts park there for the different things that are happening down there. If we block it off completely, we deter the golf carts. We're having this weekend golf cart games down there.
And you can pull right into Point Park and drive through the opening on the right-hand side of the driveway. The parking lot at Point Park has an opening on the right-hand side. So if golf carts can fit through there.
But you just have to be mindful about what you choose to do and why you choose to do it.
I've brought it up at every council.
Well, it's a special
Hang
event.
hang on a minute. The grass never really got a start.
From the construction.
That is correct.
That was the parking lot for the construction. And it will likely be the parking lot for the construction upstream. I don't know that for a certainty, but it's reasonably close and it's reasonable to assume that's where they're gonna park if we get the grant, if that goes forward, which I anticipate that it will. And then the other thing I will say to you, you don't want to indiscriminately post signs that are not enforceable. So you're either gonna put your arms around the fact that people are gonna drive there. For myself, I don't wanna be the bearer of bad news to someone who may not live in the village, but lives nearby, and they hustle up their kiddies, put them in the car, and they come to our playground.
Then maybe we should make the parking lot there a public parking lot and take down the no parking residents only sign.
Well, the playground itself is for residents only.
Right.
So they shouldn't be packing up the kids
They
from
should,
out of town.
they shouldn't be, but as long as I've lived here, that's kind of been the community playground. And I use a very broad description of community.
Includes the folks that live over here behind us.
Including our residents. We didn't build a monument, we built a playground. And we want it to be used, and it is used. And nobody, in my opinion, has abused the privilege. We have no incidents there. We have no enforcement conflict there. For myself, I just don't want to go there. I don't want to promote it as such. But if we just kind of take a breath, if you want to put gravel along that area.
It might encourage people though, if you haven't run it, depending on how far you go up there. with
Well,
signs.
If you wanted signs though, you could put resident parking, golf cart parking only.
Yeah, it's good.
No, we need to make up our mind. Either we've got guidelines or we don't. There is no parking on beachside.
No parking on B-side, but you could take your
Either
golf
side
cart
of
on
the
the,
road.
But you
On
can
the-
take
on the
your golf
grass, you're
cart
allowed
on
to
the
do that.
park
We're
there.
talking
I
about
can take your
cars,
car
we're
on
not
that park.
talking about golf carts.
Because the state of Ohio defines a motor vehicle, a golf cart is a motor vehicle for the state of Ohio. And one of my issues has always been the golf carts down there, and that's fine if you wanted to. But don't restrict me from pulling my car in there either, because it's a motor vehicle. And that sign used to say no motor vehicles, which means golf carts in the state of Ohio.
Which you asked us to change several meetings back.
Because people want to drive their golf carts down there. But that then does not restrict me from being able to drive my car in there either.
Bob?
Yes. Yes, years ago, when the council used to meet down at Church at the Lake, there was decided at that point that golf carts could drive on any park property, but no motor vehicles, no automobiles could drive on any
But
property.
the sign
And that
says
is,
motor vehicle.
well, it did, but it's been embraced. If you notice, it's been blued out.
So now it's not,
It's,
a motor vehicle is.
no, it's in the book that no cars can be driven on park property.
Then we need to say that.
It is in the book.
Not in the book. We need to say that down there.
Right.
Well,
Because
then you need to do something.
Well, we
There's a
should-
special classification for golf carts in the Ohio Revised Code. They're not treated the same as motorcycles.
they are a motor vehicle. Read the code, I did.
Yeah, but they're not treated like a motor vehicle because they can't drive on all the roads.
Yeah,
You
there's
cannot
special rules
consider it
about,
a motor vehicle.
there's special rules
It's a
about
slow
driving golf
moving
carts
vehicle.
on the road.
There is, but that's still defined as a motor vehicle
We're
in the
talking about
definition.
cars right now, automobiles, cars.
Well, there used to be signs up on every telephone pole down each side that have been removed, so
Who removed those?
I don't know where they went.
That's because you can't put signs on the telephone poles, they don't belong to us.
They were there for 20 years, everybody said.
Yeah, if there's no parking down there, then it's now Deputy Hardy's problem. Gotta start writing tickets.
We have a lot of signs that say no parking, and people do it anyways, and if it, I mean,
Yeah, because we
Just-
don't have a deputy that enforces our laws, or he's not here enough to do it.
What about if you just put a narrow strip of the stones along the road, just not very deep? Replant that grass the way it should have been planted in the first place, block it off, and put it in there the right way. What they did was absolute crap, and it never did.
No, I would disagree with you, Pam. They planted it just fine.
We didn't have.
What they didn't account for was
No rain.
no rain and vehicle traffic immediately.
Right, that's why I said it has to be blocked off until that grass gets established. And then if you did it now, where people aren't gonna be parking down there as much, but you have to put up a caution sign around the grass that you planted. We just did it in our front yard, it's absolutely gorgeous, and it took about 3 weeks. And it's beautiful, and we had, our yard looked like the side of that street all summer, it was terrible. We replanted it, and going into fall, we should have more moisture, it shouldn't be as hot, now's the time to plant it. And just have it so it looks neat and nice, but not encouraging people to park there. If you want to put one sign up that says no parking along beach side, right there by the park.
I don't
Leslie
know.
does have a really nice design idea for in front of there with decorative posts and rope.
And
I was
then,
just about to say.
Between
we
us,
should put
so
a
that's what I
rope
suggested,
like
Yeah.
I sent a picture to Tamitha, the wood post with the rope swags. And then for events, you could unhook a rope swag and get your stuff in there that you gotta get in there, and then you hook it back up. And then golf carts could come into the Point Park parking lot, they could come through the little thing if they need to.
I don't
We have
even
said
think
it
you
for
need,
the golf carts. They're
Right.
narrower than a car.
I don't even think you have to have it going all the way down. If you just have, where they pull off is right in front of the playground.
Right,
To make
yeah.
it look
So it
like
just
it's gonna
needs
go
to
to the
be
park.
right there where the playground is. To have it going all the way down is gonna be a pain in the neck on the green spot part,
So-
you know, the green area.
So I'm working on a presentation, I just told Tamitha about tonight, I want to collaborate with the whole group here, but having the beach attendants, they're park attendants as well. And so why can't they we have 2 ones, I have no idea what it would look like, but why can't they also do a loop around the parks too? Check on the parks, make sure, see if anything needs maintained. And if somebody's parking where they're not supposed to be, they're a park attendant, they should be able to just give them a little note, this is our ordinance, do you mind parking in the parking lot? I don't know, again, I don't know what it looks like.
You're asking a bunch of teenagers. to know.
Maybe we're not asking teenagers, maybe we have an adult park attendant, like Bill would be a great park attendant.
Well, bless you.
There's other people in the community that were at one time looking for something to do. There's, I think if we put the word out, there might be an adult that wants to do that too. So, again, I don't know what it looks like, but I'm trying to figure this whole scenario out as well. How we can nicely enforce our village ordinances without having to call the sheriff because somebody's parking on our playground.
We should be calling the sheriff.
We
Half a dozen tickets and nobody will park there anymore.
Well,
That's-
unless they're
that's-
out of town and they don't know, they come back once, but, you know, they're not gonna.
Well, that's why if we have a sign up there, can argue with that.
I don't think we should do anything until
Till spring,
Brookshore is done.
Yeah.
Because if they're gonna use it for,
I do have to agree with that. If it's gonna end up being a construction zone again, I don't wanna
I didn't even
invest the
think
time
about
into
that.
it until the construction zone is gone. Or we're gonna be doing it all over again.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, that's
Does
a good idea.
everybody agree to the couple of feet of stone to stop the road from breaking
Well,
up?
they're gonna be parking there coming up soon. I mean,
No, he's talking about the whole edge.
I'm talking about the edge that goes all the way from the parking lot all the way to the bridge.
It should be 411 across that whole thing.
If that becomes the commercial parking area, they will fix the road edge. Because they will certainly tap dance on the edge.
I don't think so, because they haven't fixed the road where they fixed the water line a month ago.
That's a different group.
Yeah, that'll be another 3 or 4 months before they pave that up. They gotta let that settle.
Yeah, you're talking about,
The water main break is.
yeah, that,
That's difficult, you know.
Do we agree to the stones?
Not yet, no, because it's going to end up being a construction zone. And those stones are gonna get trashed, and then we're gonna be replacing them all over again.
I think that's a big mistake.
But if,
That's
do
my
you remember
opinion.
the dirt pile that was there last year?
They couldn't park there anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, if that area ends up being an entire mound of dirt again, any money we invest in stones is going to get buried.
Then they can fix it. They can put it back as was. If we leave it alone right now, the side of that road is gonna continue to get worse and worse and worse. And if you go look at it right now, it's already cracking apart from people parking on the side of that road.
It's not even people parking, it's just because it's exposed. I agree with Bill, it needs stone and it needed stone when they first paved it. Rolled in, packed in, 411's the stone, it's kind of like a concrete dusty mix. Put it along the road about a foot wide and roll it in.
Is
That
that
way when
something
it starts
that
freezing and thawing, you don't lose the road.
fixing the edge?
When are they doing the street?
We gotta get the grant first.
I mean, when, is that next summer?
Yeah, we're gonna lose a lot of
I
that.
mean, that parking, nobody's, parking, playground's not gonna be getting used.
Okay.
It's not from the, it's not from
I
traffic.
don't think we
have
can
some
do
money
anything
involved,
about
depending
it.
on how much it is, if it's
No.
needed. I
So-
need to have us.
So Bud's gonna take a look at it, the edge of the road, probably get some figures on what it would cost the village to add stone in that area, and then we're gonna,
$300.
then we're gonna revisit this. Cause he's gonna look at it first, and he's gonna take a look at the street and everything first. Are you guys okay with that?
I think we should do anything about, I mean, until springtime.
looking straight.
What's gonna happen, Mark,
Yeah,
is
just
that moisture's
gets
gonna get into
by
the side of the road, it's gonna freeze and thaw, it's gonna break up the road. The stone that Bill's talking about putting there, and I agree with him, will keep that from happening.
But
We'll just set eyeballs on it, see what we're dealing with.
Yeah. I will look at it and we'll go from there.
And, Bill Glassmack, he helped us out with the, replacing the fence rails. I don't know what's going on down there. It's like bumper cars or something. I mean, how many rails did you have to replace so far? Four.
Last one.
Yeah, so they're all replaced now, is that the, yeah, thicker wood, you put, more durable,
All I can do is get what Home Depot has.
was offered,
How
yeah.
many have you replaced? How
4 of
long
them,
have you been doing that?
you said 4 of them.
This year,
No.
Last month, 4. The
Uh,
month before,
collectively,
about 3.
ballpark.
In the last year, I've replaced 7.
Prior to that,
I didn't do anything.
I replaced 2 last year, I believe.
Point
I would back it into them.
one
Point part,
parking
yeah.
lot.
Increased usage.
That's a tight parking place.
Yeah,
One
it's
guy
it's
left
just,
his tail light lens in the rails.
yeah.
souvenir for us.
The material's not terribly expensive, but it's not free. Maybe we could look at in the future to have something a little more solid put in there, but that would be very costly.
Maybe what you could do is put some larger stone around
Before
around the fence,
Yeah,
so they have to crawl over a big rock before they get to the fence.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I want to thank Bill for putting his effort and work into that. Reese's Pond, we added we extended when we first, they gypped us on our hoses. So we got hose extensions and now all of them are running and they're all split up where they're supposed to be. We put the fall chemicals in and man, it's working. 2 days. You'll have to take a look. It was all green and just on the one corner, having it in the last couple of days. I know it's getting cooler now, but it's like night and day over just a matter of like 2 days.
What was that, what was the difference from what?
We put chemicals in. We didn't put chemicals in before because it was recommended to wait till fall.
Oh, okay.
So we put the fall chemicals in and a lot of them, was recommended. And in 2 weeks from now, we're gonna hit it with another batch. But it's, I drove out there today, I'm like, oh my gosh, because it was all green, like it's been all summer long. And if you look at the far end, you can see water, it's about 20, 25 feet I wouldn't say it's clear, but it's not green. So that's promising, I was excited to see that. Other than that, I don't really have much left.
Let's talk about continuing on into the spring. Do you think that the green won't come back or the algae come back?
Duckweed.
The duckweed, well, it'll come back, but it's not gonna be it's not supposed to be the way it is now. And we didn't have any chemicals in it since we put the aerators in there. It was just bubbles, which didn't seem to do a whole lot. I mean, the rings got bigger slightly, but this really seemed like you'll have to drive by there and take a look.
You put them in again in the spring, the chemicals in?
It's gonna be a constant thing. Yeah, every 2 weeks in the spring all the way through summer. So we have enough chemicals for 2 years right now.
Isn't it supposed to be eating stuff up from the bottom up?
Yeah.
So we can't even see or don't even know what's happening.
Well, nothing's happened yet until we just,
I thought it was supposed to be 2 inches per month that it's supposed to eat up.
That's the muck, those are the chemicals that we just put in. So we didn't have chemicals in there, but you did have you had the machines in there that were, aerating the pond, which is helping, but the chemical is actually called muck eater. And that wasn't put in until recently, like 2 days ago. And so it's all excited to see what, it was an inch and a half per month. So that's what's supposed to be, inch and a half per month. It's supposed to dissipate.
Is that just from the devices or is that a combination of the chemicals and?
It's a combination. I have no idea. I don't know what works the hardest on it, but that's their system. Inch and a half per month, which adds up to be a lot of inches.
But I don't know if it's now or new business or something, but we do have people dumping their fire pit ashes along
It's
the
got
edge.
something to say about this.
There's several piles of ashes and trash. We had a resident stop me one morning and said that she witnessed a resident from across the street from Reese's Pond dumping stuff along the edge. And brought it to my attention, and when I went by there, there's several piles of ash, fire pit ash over there. So I don't know if we can send them a letter about dumping on village property.
I did send one letter to a resident who was on videotape, supposedly. She denied it, she wanted to see the videotape. And it was a warning letter, it wasn't.
Same household?
Pardon?
No, different household.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is directly across from Reese's Pond.
And it's, one thing's ash, that's terrible because we're spending a lot of time.
It's gonna rain and it's gonna wash down in there.
Yeah, no, it's bad, but there's actually glass in there from beer bottles, so people are, I don't know who does that, but apparently this this household does. And, so in those piles, and there's about 8 or 9 of them, you know, probably been dumping there all summer long. And I didn't notice them.
I don't know about all summer. I go by there quite a bit. But
You
it's-
might not see that for the grass. There is literally, and there's smaller piles towards the lake. I mean, this has been going on a while if you kind of, you know, take a look.
Well, I think you ought to get the address and information to Alan, and he'll write them a warning letter for.
Okay.
Yeah, the one I sent was to 32
Did you want to
Circle
forward
Crest.
that to, that one you want me to?
I'll do it.
Okay.
Maybe it'd be a good idea to put something in the clear list. So
No,
that
this is-
everybody
this
knows
is-
not to dump stuff in there.
This is not a resident, this is someone in the township that's probably not on our clears list, mailing list.
Yeah, it is somebody in the township.
Yeah.
I think it's 8932.
32 Circle Crest.
7832.
Yeah.
7382, I think.
73.
Yeah, they have a,
But
Big-
the numbers.
big fire pit
Yes,
back
it's
there.
7382.
Yeah, the 2 people I go to are in the village.
And then I pulled 3 planters out of the water on Saturday, you know, with half the plant in them, so somebody was just.
Oh,
So eventually, once it's, I think in the spring, I'm gonna have, our landscapers come out and maintain that edge and keep that low and make it look a little more attractive, then we'll have to decide on what we're gonna do about signs or what,
And
or
have to get
something.
cleaned up, all that ash.
Yeah,
Is that gonna run all winter?
yes. But the chemicals are only gonna go in for another 2 weeks, so we just get 1 batch of the chemicals, well, 2 applications. But the bubbles run all
That
winter.
guy over on 162 that has that system in the pond right next to his house, his runs all winter.
Yeah,
And it just never freezes within a 6-foot circle.
yeah. Hopefully ours is gonna be a 6-foot circle, because right now it's not. Well, when I positioned them on Saturday, I mean, they're all full of muck. So I think I might have to stop in there or, readjust those once or twice a summer, just until we start eating up some more of that muck. So that's, a little more maintenance on it. But other than that, anyone have any questions?
Just for general knowledge, there's guns and jewelry in that pond too.
There's what?
Guns and jewelry in there.
Oh, boy.
No, at least when they confessed, that's where they said they threw. It'd be 40 years.
Anybody want to go diving?
Interesting.
I'll swim in it when it gets cleaned up.
No, there's no diving. It's only this thick, this deep rather. It's this deep and then you'll sink about that much. But we're gonna take care of that. Yeah, yes, sir.
So I have a question on the fishing, no fishing that's been going on for as long as Chippewa has been here. At one point, you're gonna put the signs in stencil, and then
Yep.
the last discussion was, okay, we can do it with the village property and.
We're gonna have a committee meeting, but we've been dealing with a lot we've been dealing with some other stuff as council, some legal stuff, doesn't pertain to that. But to answer your question, I'm gonna have a committee meeting this month,
Okay,
and it's gonna be advertised in the paper.
so
that
there
they
was
will come,
gonna
and
be
then
a
we're-
committee that was looking into it. Has there been any,
There has been nothing's been done.
and so what's this committee meeting gonna be about?
Just discussing, come to a consensus of what we should do. And then at that point, we would bring it to the next council meeting and then everyone would vote on it. And then people would be able, but you're welcome to come to the committee meeting. I don't know when it is, probably the next couple of weeks. I have to get with my committee to make sure that everyone's available. And then we'll hammer out some ideas because there's you were here in the last couple of meetings, and we have some, pretty much everyone's in agreement, but there's some, specifics that just have to hammer out.
But I'm waiting for your recommendation to write up an ordinance.
Okay, yep,
I did make a list of all of the property owners on the lakefront. I think we determined we weren't going to restrict fishing across the entire lakefront. But regardless, I think those property owners should be contacted to see if they have any issues.
I don't think that's a bad idea.
so
I think.
I might even have it here, so I'm sure I do.
With the Omni Fiber situation, I just didn't want to call another meeting ahead of everybody. Have to come in for that as well, so I figured probably the next couple of weeks, nobody's gonna be doing any fishing anyways.
Oh,
It's good for you.
Yeah.
yeah, good fishing.
But yeah, probably the next couple of weeks. I'll send some emails out to everyone on the Parks Committee.
Anything else?
Just this week, there was a boat casting next to a dock. And we've had these discussions, we need to call the police, or we need to do this, or we need to talk to them. So I walked up and I notified them, I said, you aware that Medina Park says no fishing next to the dock? What? I go, it's posted, and just totally ignored me again. So, it's not just us, it's.
There's a phone number for the Medina County Park District Police. You should save it in your phone.
Yeah.
I have
You should
mine
have the
saved. I
OA's
have it
number
saved
for the
in my
boat.
phone.
Actually, I showed her one, I tried to take a picture, this was another one, and there was no numbers on the boat.
They would be interested in that also.
They would.
Yep.
And they're the ones to call about
Because
in the
most
water.
likely they have to get out.
Yeah.
So,
It's 20 feet, you're not allowed to fish within the dock and swimming area.
50 feet.
50 feet from a dock.
Park district.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Park district rules, 50 feet
I
from
went to
the
every meeting.
water.
You're right.
Water.
That's where all the fish are at.
Yes, it is 50 feet.
I did call the park district one time and they did come out one night. So,
So their general number,
Yeah, because just because they're not on the water doesn't mean the park district has a police department. They can go
Right.
over there, they can drive over there.
Yeah, they're bouncing around everywhere. They're in their new fancy trucks.
even if you call the sheriff county emergency, and you tell them where it is, they can dispatch to the park district.
so call the sheriff.
Sheriff county emergency and tell them it's on the lake, and they'll dispatch it to the park district.
But I think there's a number on the sign over by the launch, right, Leslie? Is that what you're saying? On that sign by the launch?
Would everyone like their number real quick?
Not real quick, but I'd like to.
Well, we can't take up the meeting time for this. You can also Google the Medina County Park District Police, but it's 330-591-1323.
1323,
Yeah.
It's section 4.3 of the park rules. And our rule is 20 feet, that's why I got that.
Oh, from the beach.
Well, from lake access to water areas. That's 20 feet, 50 in the park district.
Anything else for parks?
No, that's it.
All right, let's move on to streets.
Well, we've talked a little bit about it. I got a copy of correspondence from Medina County Engineer. They plan to do paving on the lake in the year 2026. And this letter informs the village that our sign is in their right of way.
I did see that.
But at the same time they notified us of that, they issued us a permit to allow the sign to remain where it is. So
So we don't need to do anything.
we don't have to do a thing.
That was gonna be
Did
my
all the work
question.
for us.
Good.
That's all I have.
Is the salt contract then during legal?
The salt contract is gonna be, voted on. It's gonna be there's gonna be, as I understand, there's gonna be a slight increase. I don't have it yet. The other Lafayette Township snow removal is gonna be the same as previously. Chris O'Neill promised to bring that to me. He did not do so. So I don't have it to give to you to.
Yeah, and
Okay, so we can't do this tonight then?
Yes, we can. Yeah, that we can do, that's just purchasing materials from the county.
Okay,
But the Lafayette service contract was up September 30th.
All right,
So that was one of my things to ask about.
Chris didn't get it to me, so. Just, he told me, but it'd be it remained the same, but I don't have it in hand, so.
anything else? All right. Legal.
We need an ordinance which we have for the agreement to purchase building and other materials from the county. And I didn't bring my copies. Can I use yours?
Sure.
And this is one we pass every year. It's a calendar year contract. And you need to pass it so that we can purchase materials from the county. So if you're ready for the reading by title only. Okay, this is the first reading of ordinance number 910. Dash 25, I'm sorry. That's okay. Yeah, 910, my glasses are somewhere else. 910-25. An ordinance approving an agreement for purchase of road materials from the Medina County Commissioners for the village from January 1, 2026 through December 31, 2026, pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 307.15 and declaring the same an emergency. Is there a motion to waive the second and third reading?
So moved.
Second. Do we need to do individual or is it?
No, that's.
All in
Claim
favor?
is fine.
Aye.
Opposed?
Is there a motion to adopt ordinance 910-25 as an emergency?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay, for, I don't know how many months in a row now, I have no traffic or criminal cases in the court, which is unusual, but I've seen the same thing in Gloria Glen. So there's like an inverted crime wave here, no crime.
Some citizens to go out and stir something up.
Yeah, really. Well, as your prosecutor, I could use the activity. But I'm happy that you don't have it. And then the last thing I have to talk about is the Omni Fiber case. We have a proposed ordinance. I'm sorry you didn't get it. Do you want a copy?
Actually, Gary sent me a copy.
Okay,
I've got it
good.
now.
Yeah, this has all the suggestions. There weren't many points that were discussed and brought up, and I was told to write up at the special meeting. And so I've written it up, and I don't know if you have any questions, you want to discuss it, but I took Alan's suggestion and Barb's suggestion, and Gary has a suggestion about changing the hours. Right now, the ordinance is soliciting will be allowed with a permit and all the requirements for a permit from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. No soliciting on Sundays. You had a different suggestion for hours if you want to tell them.
Sure. I was looking at if our residents wish to be bothered going into the evening hours. So I had suggested Monday through Friday, 10 to 6. And then Saturday, I was suggesting only 9 till noon, because who wants to be bothered on a weekend with salespeople coming up to their doors? But that was just my opinion. But that's what I recommended to council.
I think that in this case, they might complain about that because people work till 5 o'clock and that would only give them an hour to hit every resident that they missed during the day.
Yeah, like myself, I work until 7, 2 evenings of the week. I'm not even home until 7:30. So they're gonna be lucky to catch me.
They'll never catch you because you're gonna have a sign in your door.
Yeah, that's true. But
No trespassing or no solicitation, and they're not allowed to come. But my feeling, my legal opinion is that the more restrictive this becomes, the more you approach a level where it might be illegal, if they win the case.
That's what I was.
So you don't want to make it anytime, but you have to put reasonable limits on it.
Gloria Glenn's has no soliciting signs hanging right on their entrance.
But
to
they
their-
do allow soliciting. They have new signs, but they had the soliciting by permit. I talked to their zoning inspector.
Well,
And we're
Spectrum,
doing similar guidelines. We can't say no soliciting.
Spectrum uses the US mail. Why can't this Omni use the US mail?
I'm sure they will.
They do.
They can use the internet, email, US mail, text.
If they come soliciting to my door, I'm throwing out.
And you have every right to do
Or
so.
just put a sign.
No,
Then we
Why?
can, then we
The
can,
whole village is no soliciting. It has been, always has been, the hell with them.
no, we had a permit process
Yes,
not too long ago.
if you want to get a permit, fine.
Well, that's what is in our proposed ordinance.
Yeah,
That's what we're working on.
can somebody email me that, please?
I can give you a copy right now.
I would appreciate that.
Sure.
I do have a question pertaining to the email that Mark had shared with us.
Mark, here's the letter. I'm trying to think.
In your opinion, passing this and getting it done ASAP, is this a pressing matter to get it done ASAP?
No,
Mark's email was, us going through the motions of doing the first, second, and third
I think
readings.
that's a good idea.
Okay,
Because where the case stands, I found an answer to their complaint denying that we're liable and denying that we did anything wrong. And the next step is the court will schedule it for a pretrial. That may be in months.
Yeah.
And at the pretrial, if we want it, we can ask for a mediation or mediator, which we may or may not need, but nothing's gonna happen fast. Because one of the last cases I had, we had the pretrial and the trial was scheduled a year later, believe it or not. So the wheels of justice grind slowly.
And,
So I don't expect anything to happen real quickly.
yeah, and this ordinance should be as tight as we want to make it right now. The mediation is when we start taking little bits and pieces out of this. Let's make them only get a permit on tonight from, say, 5 to 7 PM and charge them out the rear end for it and all that. Make this say that.
But that's the kind of a
Well, I
regulation
understand,
that's
but
gonna hurt our case.
here's my thought process. So we've got an ordinance. We're going to court and all this stuff over it.
We actually had a public meeting about this that you could have come to. We
That
weren't-
nobody told me we were
Nobody
having.
told me about it.
When did this happen? That's another thing I got a little beef about.
it was published, it was a public meeting, it was a special
Where was
meeting.
it published? On the website, right? Do you check it every day?
I do
never
look at the
saw it.
website often. I do look at the website often. And we talked about having a special meeting last month when we were sitting
No,
here.
you didn't.
Yes, we did.
We talked about a special meeting for the fishing permit, but not for this.
Well, we
No.
also went into executive session at this.
Yeah, you were in executive
Okay.
session.
Yeah, we did.
But nobody was here except council.
Yeah.
And the mayor.
Oh, nobody came back after executive session.
You did.
A couple
But
people
you didn't talk
did.
about your special meeting then.
Yeah, we did this. We were down there.
I don't
Couple people
remember
came back
anybody
in.
here at the special meeting.
There wasn't anybody here. No,
No,
no.
nobody knew.
We did go into executive session,
Right.
even though there was nobody here. That way we didn't have to have minutes.
Well, your council members debated it pretty heated,
Yeah.
maybe not necessarily in your contacts, but there was a lot of discussion, open discussion by all members. And some of us, legal stuff.
Sure.
We're not trying to run our bill up, our legal bill up.
Understand.
That you will appreciate. And then some of it got into, if we got it too restricted, does that help or hinder us? Could-
Well, to be crazy restrictive makes us look bad. Like we're not really trying to resolve, but we're just trying to mess up the works.
There's a point where we go from restrictive to crazy restrictive, and we don't want to cross that line.
No,
But we want to stay as restrictive as we can.
well, yes and no. I mean, there's a
If they don't
reasonable,
like it, we're gonna go to mediation no matter what. So if they don't like it, that's what that's for.
If we do it so restrictive that we start asking their opinion, then we're gonna be in a worse situation.
You're sitting there in mediation. We're not talking about asking their opinion right now. We don't care what their opinion is right now.
court mediation is not binding unless you sign an agreement.
Right, but that is the point where we have said, just as an example, you only have 2 hours on a 1 month day, a month you get a permit, that we then open that up.
My opinion is that
I mean,
we want to look reasonable.
exactly.
We want to look like we're trying to resolve this. And that's why I'm against making it too restrictive.
Every person has to get a background check, and not just
Oh, yeah,
the
it's pretty-
company,
I mean, you
every
can see
single
on it.
person knocking on a door.
And
They
I
have to
think,
have an ID.
I think
they
the
have-
permit fee should be for every person that
It
they
is.
get every
You'll
year.
see it in there.
It is.
Yes.
Like,
So if they want 10 people and how much are we charging? We say-
Yeah, go ahead and read it and then give us your
It's
input,
50.
because a lot of this stuff has been discussed, talked about,
Yeah.
and well thought out.
But they have a right to know. It's $50 to apply for a permit, plus you have to get a background check through the sheriff's department and pay for it.
They have to have an ID, photo
Picture
ID.
ID on your, on display, plus our permit, you can get one on display.
It's pretty restrictive, actually. It's a big pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole idea.
120 days. And what you have to understand is these are gonna be contract people, these are probably not gonna be lit fiber. And to think that they wanna go to law or hire a need an attorney to go fight this in the Medina court, doesn't make any sense at all.
And ultimately, if a resident has a no solicitation or no trespassing sign in their yard, in their driveway, in their window, on their door, and they knock on the door, they're charged with an offense, a misdemeanor.
Right. And it
So,
escalates.
and
Second
if you ask them to
offenses.
leave and they don't leave, you call the cops and they'll get charged.
My thing is, I don't want that ugly sign in my yard.
It did.
You could have like a really nice, smaller one.
I don't want the ugly sign.
The officer, it's,
I was really, you guys were talking last month about having a list. I think we get a list.
Well, the list is not, I don't believe it's workable,
It's not practical.
because,
Keep updated.
Someone has to maintain it.
yeah, and
Everybody
people
has to
won't
get one.
notify if they want to go off it or on it, they're not gonna let us know. If they, move away or get off the list, and I just don't like that idea, it's a lot of trouble, a sign is a lot easier.
I initially said I didn't want a sign, Mark, but I changed my mind, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna
so-
make mine out of a 4x8 sheet of plywood.
Does anybody have another recommendation?
Now, wait a minute, don't we have a sign ordinance?
We're not going to say we have a sign ordinance.
Does anybody have another recommendation on how they could have been notified? Because we can't do everything. I mean, it used to be that it went in the Medina Gazette, that was it, Medina Gazette. So we put it on the website, I don't know what else we did.
Well, you used to have posting
I've been
in 5
communicating
places,
with people about this.
or the Medina Gazette, but the Gazette is expensive, if you get into multiple.
And a lot of people don't.
Because we
physically
want
get
to be
the
transparent,
paper.
so what do you,
It's
where
waste
do
of
you
money.
get your information?
I get my information from emails, but from you guys and Facebook.
And everybody's
It should've
always
been-
yelling at me, don't post it on
somebody should've told
Facebook, not
Katrina to
everybody has
post it.
Facebook.
True. Not everybody has email
Right.
or text.
Well, put it down there in those dark boxes, and then if they go read it,
So for this particular ordinance as it is, do we wanna just table for another month to get?
that's what those boxes are. those-
Well,
Yeah, the first
You can,
reading of it.
Yeah. can
give
we
it a
do
first reading, you can
and then
always
make
change it.
changes?
And that just
Yeah.
means
I think
we're doing something.
I just don't think you should go
As you
past the
pointed out.
second reading on anything until we know more about what's going on from the
I-
other side.
So it's up to you.
What you need to understand, I'll remind everyone. You've elected this body of personnel. You've elected this body of personnel to act in behalf of the village of Chippewa Lake. We had a very lively, sometimes heated, thorough discussion about the pros and cons of all the caveats, the prohibitions, the restricted hours, the fees, and I'd like to reiterate what Alan said. You have to be reasonable. You can't continually reach for the bigger hammer. You're gonna shoot yourself in the foot. So after we had this lively discussion this body that you've elected made a decision represented right here. It covers all the bases. It is a very broad blanket. If you choose not to be solicited, you can do one of two things. You can post a no trespassing sign or a no solicitation sign. Or you can do whatever you want. Those are your options. This is very thoroughly done. It's researched, we discussed it, and we need to move forward on it.
You don't need to move forward fast on this.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Nobody disagrees with that, but we're gonna move forward. We're not gonna sit.
And I'm not saying don't.
Okay,
I'm saying first reading and title only is fine with me on this one. You know,
I want a copy of that thing that you're talking about right there.
you're
To
welcome,
me personally, I want one.
talking about the ordinance.
you're welcome to have one, Bill.
Give me,
That's not how I operate, partner. You will be respected or you'll be removed.
Right here, Bill, you have mine.
It's not a secret. I mean, we can send anybody.
There's no point getting all fired up. Take a breath.
And my opinion on it, I mean, my personal opinion is you ought to be allowed to do what you want. You have home rule in the state, and I don't see how the state or the courts have anything to do with you, but you might lose this case. You know, any way they can stop you. Because I wrote a no solicitation ordinance for the Glens, I think, for Burbank, for you, and your current ordinance, this isn't passed, says no solicitation, except for charity, church, school, politics, which I think we have to do.
I have a question, so what if you don't change anything, and I don't know what they're suing for? Do they want-
Well, they're suing for attorney's fees for fighting us.
Okay,
And what their goal is to get a court order that says our ordinance is no good,
okay.
that you have to allow commercial solicitation.
So it would be a monetary effect on the village, is what you're saying?
Well, the
It could be a
attorney's fees
huge
could be a lot.
monetary effect on the village.
See, that, we don't know. 'Cause we-
Yeah, it could cost us a lot of money in the future if we don't.
They're saying we're violating their right to
Right.
market. to
Right, so
solicit.
that's what I was wondering, like, what is the cost?
Correct.
Attorney's fees are up there. It's a very large law firm. It's not just one or two attorneys. It's a huge law firm and it can be a lot of money in the end. And we don't want to throw away village money when we can maybe change this, make it a little stricter than it was in the past, make it a little harder for them to get a permit, but still be able to get a permit and not violate any rights whatsoever. So we're not spending tons of money trying to fight them.
They're saying we spend a lot of money putting fiber on our village and we're not allowing them to market to people to get
Right.
fiber.
The problem I have with that is, you know, they're claiming it's their First Amendment right. But I'll go home tonight and I'll sit down and I'll click on a YouTube video and I'll have no less than 4 Omni Fiber commercials in my face. I'll have no less than, in the next 2 months, no less than a dozen Omni Fiber things in my mailbox. What I don't want is the Omni Fiber guy knocking on my door, making my dogs go ape shit all the time.
And that's what they do want. And this law firm, Omni is in, I think, operates in 3 states right now. Michigan, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Anyway, and this law firm apparently represents them in that whole area in lawsuits. And their attorney told me they have 3 cases, ours and 2 others from communities that settled by passing an ordinance like this.
So that's what they want.
Yeah, 2 of the cases got settled, 1 is ours, it's still going on pending.
So,
Did we see how the other cases wrote, what the ordinance?
I haven't tracked them down yet, but they did pass ordinance like ours, ordinances. I'll find out. Their attorney is I wouldn't call him dormant, but he's not real active in pursuing this because he could have racked up a lot of fees if he wanted. He could have taken all our depositions. He could make us produce paperwork, council minutes, et cetera. But he hasn't done any of that.
I have a procedural question, Alan.
Yeah.
If we do a first reading and Alan, Mark said, go to a second, can you delay the second reading?
Yeah, you can do it anytime you want.
So you could table it next month and then read it.
That's kind of what I'm trying to understand, the procedural activities.
Yeah, it's optional. I mean, you have to have 3 readings or waive the 3 readings to pass it.
Right.
But if you have the first reading now and the second reading in January, that's still legal.
But that would show faith to the court that we're moving.
And can you make changes in between?
Yes,
things?
you can.
So if we could do the first reading tonight to show that we are making progress and moving forward and not just ignoring anything.
Right, we want
And
to be
then
able to
still
say,
make accommodating changes if necessary.
right, and we want to be able to say, we're acting in good faith. We're trying. We're not just sitting on our hands and waiting for something to happen. And I like being able to say that. That impresses judges.
If somebody sends me this electronically, I'll post it on Facebook. A lot of people will see it that
Can
way.
we see this on the website?
It's nothing that's been passed yet, so it's
No,
not
but-
on the website.
It's a public record. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
like
but
it's
you
a
could,
secret.
you could post the ordinance as it's proposed on the website and we can see it.
Yes.
I think we need to do that. Send me an electronic copy. I'll post it to Facebook.
Okay.
It's just a proposal,
Yeah.
you know.
It's not passed. It hasn't been passed yet. It could change.
And
So
it
you
is a
need to make
public
that
record.
clear
I
in
mean,
all the things that you might be
Pretty
posting.
clearly.
I posted the Omni's complaint to Facebook, right off the courthouse. This is all public record.
Did you get any responses?
No.
Do you have to be an Omni Fiber client?
I am. No, I'm not.
So why should it ever come to solicit you if you're already?
But it's not just Omni Fiber, but this
Yeah, it's
applies,
any-
this is any
It's everyone.
corporation.
This is any corporation now, so now it's lit to fiber, who wants to come in and put more lines in our
And
terrible.
that's what's
front yard.
happening in like Montville and Medina, they're getting like 5 or 6 different fiber companies, and not only that, they're installing 5 different lines, their yards getting dug up in June and August, and,
And unfortunately, we can't stop them from laying the lines.
no,
There's a federal law about
Yeah.
that, to encourage communication device
Mhm.
abilities.
So what's our next step on this?
Well, I would suggest you give it a first reading, just so we can say we did that. Think about any changes you want. I have a feeling not everybody on council will vote to pass it, but I don't know. So if you'd like a first reading, I'll do that right now.
So do we have a motion to make a first reading? Is that what we
You
do?
don't need a motion, you can just, you can tell me to do it.
Okay, let's have a first reading. please.
Okay, and I need an ordinance number then, Gary.
909-25.
This is the first reading by title only of ordinance number 909-25, an ordinance regulating door-to-door solicitation in the village. And that's all I have to report on that.
No vote on that.
It's just a first reading, just a reading.
Yeah, without declaring an emergency, you can't add or vote on it until after the 3rd, correct?
Correct. And I have in the title, emergency, but if it's not passed as an emergency, I would just eliminate that. Okay?
Now what?
That's it on that.
That's it, okay?
All right. If anything happens, I'll let everybody know,
Okay.
council, and right away.
Other than this dreadful nightmare of a court case, do we have anything else in
I don't.
legal today? No, okay.
Did we pass that ordinance? Yeah, in the county.
Yes, all
Yes.
we need to do is have a signature.
And then I need to pass this to you because this was,
Thank you.
all right. So then we need to move on to finance.
This past Saturday, I distributed to council the September bank reconciliation, showing all accounts are in balance. Any questions, comments from council? I have a motion approving the council to sign off on the bank reconciliation.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. This past Saturday, I did distribute to all of council the end of September appropriations report for you to review and be prepared to sign off. Any questions, comments about expenditures through September? I have a motion to approve council signing off.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. Tonight, we need passed legislation accepting the amounts and rates for collecting the tax levies in 2026. Alan, can you please do the reading?
That was the first reading.
No, this is on for the tax levies.
That was the title. And it's resolution 519-25.
Right. Okay, because we don't have to do 3 readings on this, we just, well, we would just,
Pass it as an emergency because
right,
you need to pass this to collect your money from levies and taxes.
right. So there's nothing further to be read?
Not to be read, but you need a motion to waive the second and third reading.
So moved.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Then a motion to approve?
As an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay.
Tam, just a question here. On one of the appropriations, we're signing off on land and improvements.
Appropriations?
This is appropriation. It's just appropriations, the only one that you passed me off was just, I don't see anything going on here. It's land and improvements. Is this what we were supposed to sign off on, or the overall?
Well, this is the overall, this is page 4 of 4. So these are,
shipped one item for $1,200.
right, 1224.
I thought it would be all of the appropriations.
Well, everybody received all the appropriations in the Saturday
Oh, so
distribution.
this is the final page of.
This is just the final page of the appropriations.
Okay, fine, I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Well, that's all. Okay, so this has been approved. And then, do we have a sign off on this? Yes. We need Tamitha to sign off on this as president of council. On 519-25.
All right, tell me exactly where this is up. Oh dear. I know a really good optician.
No, I've got some.
I do too, if you need a recommendation.
You can just sign it.
We're signing here. Thank you. Thank you.
Tonight, we also need a motion to permit Council President Sorgi to sign the annual agreement with Medina County Highway to purchase road salt. May we have a motion to so move?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you. And we've already passed that, so that's good. I was asked last month to see if grant monies from PEP could be used for parking lot gravel and playground border, and the answer is yes. That's what I was asked to check on last month.
Yeah, what's that?
You had asked me if we could use the PEP grant to put in playground
good.
border and
All right.
gravel.
Yes.
How much is the grant?
It's $1,000 grant. So if you want me to proceed with that, so I can file it with PEP, I do need bids or proposals
Okay.
with costs, so I can submit it.
When does that need to be submitted by?
in November is the latest. So I need to have that as soon as you can get it to me.
Okay.
Okay. In September, I received a notice from the county auditor about property reappraisals on village-owned properties. Alan, I forwarded that to you. Is there any update on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the paperwork ready to challenge those because they're, again, ridiculous values for non-buildable vacant lots. So I got that to do soon.
Okay. All right, thank you. As of the end of September, the balance in the primary checking account, $415,263.16. Money market, $207,724.97. Star Ohio, $115,390.24. Total, $738,378.38. Questions or comments about monies? That's all I have. Thank you.
Quick question before we move forward. You handed this to me to sign. I have already signed these papers and handed them back to you. Am I now signing this?
Right, yes.
Okay.
Except I'll mark off her name.
Don't you?
I will.
You will. Okay, you do. Okay, perfect. Is there any old business? I'm taking that as a no. Okay. And then, okay, a few of you dropped off. Anything, audience have anything? Mark?
I am going to petition the court to file an amicus brief in the lawsuit. And I'm gonna petition and file an amicus brief at the same time. Everything I've found, there's no local rules or state rules for the courts. Everything's federal. I have to either get permission from both parties or the court.
Right, so you
Petition the court.
You have to request the court for that.
Yes, examples has been everything, a mother pleading for mercy for her son in a criminal court, all the way up to briefs that are longer than the complaints and what's been filed in the Supreme Court in the original case. So I'm just gonna plead my case as, hey, I'm a resident here, I elected these people to do this for me. I don't want door-to-door salesmen at my door. As far as the First Amendment right goes, that they're mentioning in their complaint, they have other ways to exercise that First Amendment right, with signs standing on my front stoop. And they think that they're absurd, and that's what I'm gonna say.
Is there anybody that wants to join you in that?
I don't know yet. I haven't even gotten the thing written out. I was gonna bounce it off of you before I send it.
Well, with council's permission, I'll look at it, but I haven't been directed to prepare it by council.
Okay, well, then I won't bounce it off you.
No, bounce it off me. I'd be glad to do it as a service because I like the idea.
Okay. And if I'm successful, I'll make everything I get available to anybody else that wants to do it.
I think it's a good idea.
Go for it.
Yeah.
And the tree still needs trimmed on the other edge by the stop sign. Right.
Leslie's writing that down. Anything else?
Not for me.
All righty.
What, while we're on that topic, would the Ohio Muni League have any interest in participating in that?
With what?
The Ohio Municipal League, which we're a member of?
Oh, okay. I haven't asked them because whenever I've asked a question like that in the past, they say, talk to your village solicitor. And I do that every day.
Yeah, well, it's just a thought.
Yeah, it's a good thought, but they don't get into that micro level of advising their members, in my experience.
Good.
I do have one more thing, question. Would it behoove us to maybe ask other villages or municipalities to do an amicus brief?
To ask,
St. Glory Homes to file an amicus brief. Westfield Center, Lodi, Seville, Lafayette Township.
You're free to do that.
That's what I.
No, and it's a good idea. They might not even know about it for the most part because they haven't been
Sure they
sued.
don't.
Did you have something to add to that?
No, after the audience is done, I have another audience, online audience thing to talk about.
Oh, okay, cool, all right, remind me of that. All right. So I can't tell who's in what row. Bob?
Nothing other than just everybody remember that November the 4th is coming up. Do your duty. Yes. Amen, brother.
Half my front row left. Greg, anything? Okay. Bill?
Leslie, are you satisfied that your stumps are gonna get removed?
That's a great question. I haven't talked to him myself, but I'm certain that it's gonna get resolved quickly.
One has already been paid for, I understand, and the other one is in village property.
There's actually 4. So. I'm on
That's all I have.
Pam?
No, I don't think I have anything.
Debbie? Rustick? Since you-
Leslie, is your, whatever you're giving for renters, is that going to B&Bs too?
it. That's what it's specifically.
Okay, all right, good, thank you.
No? Al?
Back in June, we had an issue at the beach about dogs, waste and everything in the sand. And the sign was supposed to be made. I have not seen a sign down there yet. I know they're supposed to make a new sign, and I have not seen a new sign at the beach yet.
So is there a beach sign at all yet, Ken?
No,
Okay, so we're still working on that.
yeah.
Okay.
Are we getting a quote for it, or?
It's still in the works. Just for the sign.
Is it my turn?
Yes, because I got everybody in the audience, right? Okay. I
Okay,
just ordered them now.
so a resident that's watching online, wants me to talk about the conditional use permits. They're suggesting that right now it's too vague, that, there should be a time period for conditional use permits, potentially 6 months. That also, how do you know that a vehicle like a camper has a conditional use permit?
We should be able to ask zoning and the permit should be able to be pulled. Jim should have all of those records of who has had and who's received the permit.
Okay, they're suggesting like a visible sticker or notice so that like, if I ask, then I know, but then Bud doesn't know, or someone else, so these are just recommendations. That if we do end up going with, that the village should have a right to revoke the permit. Is it just, if we issue this permit for someone's camper, they can just keep it there forever? So I thought it was just some feedback from someone watching online. And that if we do end up doing a time limit, that it could be retroactive to people that already have conditional use permits, and they would automatically, because there was no time limit when their conditional use permit was granted, be given 6 months from the day that we would put a time limit on a conditional use permit. So
Are we even legally allowed to do that? Wouldn't they be grandfathered into what it was prior to?
these are just recommendations I'm getting. It's something maybe we can discuss that.
I'd say no, because it's not the principal use of the property where you have it grandfathered in like a store or a beauty shop or whatever.
And also that, in watching the council meeting, the council members knew, the details of the permit, but like Jim never said, this permit is for Barb, she wants to park a camper in her, like there was no real clear details for someone who didn't already know what was going on?
Honestly, it took me a few minutes to catch on exactly what the permit was for, but do we? Yeah, it probably needed to be stated more clearly in the beginning what exactly that permit was for, because I didn't know that in the first 60 seconds myself.
I know you sent an email out.
Well, when I posted the notices on all the resident doors, I was picturing like a full-size RV. So I'm thinking, you're gonna allow an RV to, like, then everybody's gonna wanna park an RV in their drive. I don't know, I just.
Well, that's what the letter even said, an RV, and I'm thinking, it's a pop-up camper, it's not an RV, like a motor home or anything. like that.
Right.
It's a little pop-up.
I mean, nobody showed up to complain against it, and I posted it on 8 doors, so.
I'd like to remind everybody, we don't require a permit to park a boat.
And what I've been told many, many times is this is a boating community.
Exactly. But we don't require a permit to park a boat, and to me, there's no difference between the two. I can sleep in a boat just as much as I can sleep in a camper.
Don't take your camper on the lake.
And don't sleep in it.
I don't believe that us issuing camper permits has ever been a problem.
It's rare.
It's not very often that we do it. Most of us don't have a big enough yard or a big enough driveway to do so in the first place, because there are requirements. The door facing in towards the property, you have to be X amount of feet off the property line. You have to be X amount of feet back from the street. Jim did go over all of that today.
You still need to place free spaces to park too, in addition to.
Correct. So there's a lot of things that go along with that. Well, most of the homes here, they don't have room in their driveway to do that, because you're not allowed to park it on the grass. It has to be on a pad of some sort. So you can't just throw a camper in your front
So you're
yard.
saying it has to be 10 foot off the edge of the roadway?
Correct.
I think I can only recall 2 other situations where we've had
Yeah,
requests for permits for campers,
not many, yeah.
and one of them was removed. The one on Craggy Creek, right by McCabe Creek, was removed.
Yeah, that was temporary for him because it was something, he said it was a project that he was working on, and he didn't plan on keeping it forever.
Well, I'll take a look at it. The proceeding along.
Greg's the other permit owner right now. Have you had any issues with your permit?
No, I brought it before the council, I met the qualifications, I put in a concrete pad, and the council gave me a permit, and I would be happy if there was a retroactive where I only had it for 6 months, after that, the expense of putting in the pad, that's for sure. Met the qualifications, so the permit was granted. I believe Tom down at the inn, Bass Bay had a permit as well. He's right on the corner there.
So it's similar to a variance. It's a permanent.
It's a conditional use
Right.
permit.
Right, and the ones that I remember, the only couple, just, they met every requirement. So.
Yeah,
we have
Tom
to do
has the cement pad as well, his driveway.
My driveway cement.
Yeah.
I
I
really,
didn't measure the distance from the edge of the pavement to is it to the camper or to the nose of the trailer?
I'll bet it's not very clear on that.
probably not. I do believe Jim probably, when he gets these things, if he already knows they don't meet the requirements, he probably tells them no before he even gets to us. So if there has been somebody who wanted to apply, he's probably felt them out and told them, you know, there's no point, it won't be approved before they even try to apply for it.
So are you saying now there's only 3 legal permits out there to have campers in Chippewa Lake?
I don't know how many. That is a question for Jim. Jim would be able to pull his records. And unfortunately, he
I just don't
left early
recall
tonight.
3 others.
Prior years.
Right.
I know when I submitted mine request, there was debate, and Alan said, he met the requirements, we really need to do this.
Right.
Because.
And I think one of your neighbors actually showed up and said, I don't even have a problem with this.
Right, yeah.
And I had one case about that in the Glens where somebody was living in the camper and the court agreed with us.
And you're allowed to have your camper in your yard or in your driveway for a few days, cleaning it out, repairing it, all those things. I think, how many days was it they were allowed?
I thought it was like 5,
I'll have to look at it.
7.
Yeah, I would think at least a week. Anything else on that?
I know my camper is a whole lot smaller than a lot of these float boats that are parked in people's yards.
Well, your camper is a whole lot smaller than my camper, that I don't know how many gets it in the driveway. And I can guarantee you, I wouldn't want it in the driveway, because when it's in the driveway, I can't park it. And is there any new business?
I have 2 items.
Okay,
The first one, the Lions Club will be doing their polar bear jump again this year. The target date is January 31st, Saturday, Saturday between the last NFL playoff game and the Super Bowl. It's a dead weekend and there's a lot going on. Backup dates are 2 weeks, and 2 weeks after that, so February 14th.
Did you say the 31st?
January 31st is the primary date. The backup dates are February 14th and Saturday, February 28th, in case the weather goes out. And it'll be all the same that they've used for the last 16 years. The beach area parking lot, there'll be a run walk up Beachside Boulevard, Leelord, and then some drop-off areas up around Bungalow Bay, and then Long Acres, a major access area. So the Lions Club will be requesting approval for those activities for next year. Is that done by a motion?
I make a motion
Yes.
that the council approve the Lions request.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Second item I have is, I think I brought it up a while back, but Mayor Dodaro, when she was in the hospital, really brought to light that she didn't have proper computer capabilities. Didn't have a portable laptop, she has a PC. And
That's been rectified. Her daughter just bought her one and brought it today.
A
to her.
laptop,
Yes.
if that be the case,
I'm sorry to cut you off early, but
No,
she told me this afternoon that she has a laptop. She's not sure she's fond of it. She wants to get back to her PC.
So I thought it'd be, if she had a laptop, she'd be able to take email communications and et cetera. So if that's resolved, then I think we're resolved.
Okay,
That's all I have. Thank you.
all right. Any other new business?
I just want to recognize the passing of Debbie Biken, who was a former council member. You know, she recently passed away, which I'm sure everybody's aware of, but I just think it would be nice that council recognized it because she is a former council member.
Yeah, she was on when I came on board. She was very active in her community, so we'll miss her.
I've seen a lot of posts and a lot of comments. A lot of people loved her very much.
I have one other motion.
A second.
All in favor?
Please.
Opposed? Have a wonderful night.